2026 NFL Hall of Fame candidates. So I believe it was Fox who dropped their 2024 Hall of Fame candidates. So as we look at first look, what do we believe is who is the who gets in 3, I believe?
Well, not always, but that's more often than not. And there's other guys too. You got to remember, there's still other candidates. This is just the
top ones.
The first, these are the top available guys and like the first balloters.
And then we got the notable ones down there: Todd Gurley, Thomas Davis, Alex Smith, Mike Apita, and then Jarrell Casey.
Well, none of those guys are making it. No disrespect to Todd Gurley. No disrespect. Mikey Apati, no disrespect to them. They're not making it. I think the only 2 guys out of this first year eligible guys are Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald.
Whoa! Hold on. There's no Luke Kuechly's up there. You know, I think Phillip Rivers is a damn near lock. I think he's pretty.
I think he could be based off name value, longevity, and just being a solid quarterback year in and year out.
He was the best quarterback in the league at one point. I
just don't think he's a lock like Drew Brees.
But the best far and away, like the true locks right now, are Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, those 2
what do you mean?
The Julian 2 Edelman? Best far and away in this class.
Julian Edelman, he's a lock.
No, they're not locks. The guys that would put on the gold jackets today are Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. The guys that are up for debate,
I'm not disagreeing with that, but you
are Jason Witten, Julian Edelman, Des Bryant. The guys that have Phillip Rivers in that conversation too. The guys that have an outside shot would be Marquise Pouncey and Frank Gore. But the locks right now, the guys that will put on the gold jacket tonight, if a vote happened today, are Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying Julian Edelman is not a lock.
No, I just can't. He's not a lock.
Bro. He's not a lock, and I think part of the reason why he's not a lock is because of the.
At all.
Yeah, it's not, but at the same time, part of the reason why I would say he's not a lock is because of the steroid thing that was going on with him. The conversation around PEDs. He had that suspension. I mean, you look at what they do in baseball, how they blacklist those guys. It's very rare to see PED suspensions in football, but Edelman was doing it and didn't fight it. He didn't even fight it. He said, "You know what? I did it. That's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to be better from it." Took a 4-game suspension. I think that's in that situation right there. As an NFL Hall of Fame voter, you have to ask yourself, other professional sports do not let cheaters into their Hall of Fame. Why would we do the same here? Why would we do the same here? You also have to look at who's throwing him the football.
What?
I don't know if Julian Edelman produces at the same level if Tom Brady is not his quarterback. I don't know if he does. I don't know if I can confidently say he would. I think he was a product of the system in a way. He's still a talented receiver, but I think he's no more than just a Cooper Kupp if Tom Brady isn't throwing him the football.
So with that logic, do you think Des Bryant is above him since Tony Romo was his quarterback majority of his career?
I think Des Bryant was just a far and away more talented wide receiver than Julian Edelman. I don't think it really matters who was throwing him the football. I just think Des Bryant was the better receiver between the two.
So that's what I'm saying. So you would take Des Bryant in the Hall of Fame over Julian Edelman?
I would.
Today, yes. But
not even close. No way. I disagree with that.
When you look at Julian Edelman, I don't think he was he the number one? He wasn't even the number one option.
The Super Bowl MVP. What are we talking about?
He was the number
one game you show out of does not make you the number one option.
But it was also the Super Bowl. Like, let's be for real. Like,
that whole season
is impressive. However, like I said,
so Rob Gronkowski
was it a matter of did he just get caught?
Wide receiver wise, Julian Edelman.
I'm talking about like passing, catching wise. It don't matter because
in the playoffs, Julian Edelman was more of a factor than Gronk.
Julian Edelman, you got to think about it this way. Yeah, Super Bowl MVP. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. However, like I said with the steroid suspension in 2018, was he just starting to do it that year? Or was that when he got caught? That's the question. That's why Baseball Hall of Fame voters do not let Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens or insert other steroid username here in the Hall of Fame. They don't let that happen because they don't have a definitive date on when these guys started doing this stuff. Barry Bonds supposedly didn't start using steroids until 2000, right? Until the turn of the century, that's when he started using it. Beforehand, he would have still had 450 home runs, a career OPS above 900. He would have still probably been a Hall of Famer. However, that's just hearsay. We don't know if that's true. We don't know. We don't know when Julian Edelman started doing PEDs. We have no fair way to say, oh, he started doing it this week in 2018, or, oh, he did it a little bit in college and it was just here and there treatments for injuries. We don't know anything about that other than he took performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe he was on the stuff. Maybe he was juicing in the Super Bowl. We don't know that. I'm not saying Julian Edelman was a bad wide receiver. I'm not saying he was bad. No. I think peak Julian Edelman right now in today's game would still be in the conversation for minimum top 15 wide receiver in the game. Minimum.
He was absolute minimum wide receiver every year.
But look who was throwing in the ball, and look what he was doing on the field.
That's not a good. It's not a good rebuttal, bro. I just don't agree with that. Yes, Tom Brady was throwing him the ball. Does that mean Gronk is the sole reason that Tom Brady that he's in the Hall of Fame, that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame because of Tom Brady? No,
because Gronk was a terrific tight end.
And Julian Edelman was a terrific wide receiver.
There's levels to this. An undersized, glorified slot wide receiver was made better because of the quarterback throwing him the football.
No,
was made better because of the quarterback throwing the football.
Because of his ability, he's able to reach that level.
I don't think he's more than Prime Cooper Kupp, and Prime Cooper Kupp's not a Hall of Famer.
Why not?
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer by any means.
Super Bowl winner. He's a Super Bowl
I don't think
MVP
Kupp's a Hall of Famer.
Was he not a Super Bowl MVP? Cooper Kupp?
No.
Or was it Matthew Stafford?
Pretty sure it was Stafford that year.
Okay. Well, he won the Triple Crown that year, I'm pretty sure, and they won a ring. I mean, that doesn't get better than that. But I don't understand the Julian Edelman hate right now. This is crazy to me.
No, I ain't hating. I just believe
I would never take Des Bryant over Julian Edelman. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
It's not hate towards Edelman. It's
you're saying
it's understanding the way in which voters vote.
I understand what you're saying, but if we're talking about Hall of Fame talent, Julian Edelman is a lock right now. I 100% believe that.
Cannot agree with that.
I'm not saying he's on Larry Fitzgerald level. He's not. It's not even close. But if we're talking about the production he had throughout his career, yes, Tom Brady's his quarterback. I don't think that even matters because he was able to get open the most. I mean, Tom Brady's not getting him open. He's getting himself open. He's catching the balls. He's catching those contested passes. He's catching literal death balls. Tom Brady threw death balls to this guy, and he caught every single one of them almost. Come on, man. Yes, exactly.
Dez caught the ball. Dez did catch the ball. Stop it.
With your logic, he didn't catch the ball.
Okay. Nah, he caught that ball. Yeah, 1,000,000%. I'm a Packers fan, and he 1,000,000% caught that ball.
Yeah, he caught it. He caught it in hindsight. In the moment, he didn't catch it. He didn't catch it with both his hands. He put it on his shoulder instead. Julian Edelman caught it. He caught every pass.
That was an impressive
craziest pass.
2016.
He caught the craziest pass. Should have won Super Bowl MVP that year, but he didn't. He won it against the Rams.
I don't know why, because he was a lot
in the most boring Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, the most boring Super Bowl of all time. But he was destroying that generational defense that everyone was talking about. He was torching them left and right. He was the only factor. Not even Tom Brady was a factor that game. I'm trying.
I think in a weaker Hall of Fame class, we can call him a lock. I think it's In no way am I saying he's not going to make the Hall of Fame.
One. This isn't a very strong. No, this isn't strong at all.
He's not a lock.
Who else is a lock besides?
It's just those two.
No, it's just those two that are locked.
It's just those two.
I know. I'm saying though, if you were to pick anyone else on this list besides the obvious locks, who else is a lock over Julian Edelman?
Probably Jason Witten. Probably.
I don't know about
maybe that. Phillip Rivers.
No one else. Maybe Phillip Rivers.
I think
it's Rivers, one of those two.
I don't know about Jason Witten.
But as a first, this is their first time getting in. So a first ballot Hall of Famer is someone like Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees. Those are the two locks of this. Now, I'm not saying he won't get in. I'm not saying that he doesn't.
He's first ballot.
But when you first look at this, it is Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees 1,000%.
Bro, I'm not arguing that. We already know that. I know Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald are miles
ahead. So they only have so many spots that they can get.
And Julian Edelman deserves that third spot.
Already in there.
My point is Julian Edelman deserves that third spot. Phillip Rivers, arguably. Okay? I think him and Phillip Rivers and Julian Edelman are right there with each other for the third spot. I don't think anyone else on this list really gets that spot besides maybe Jason Witten. I don't know about it, but maybe. But I'm not arguing that. I don't know why you guys keep bringing that up. Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald, yes, we all can agree that they're locks. The third spot absolutely goes to Julian Edelman or Phillip Rivers. I wouldn't be mad either way for first ballot. I'm not taking
those are the two I got. I think non-first ballot, the only real lock I have is Luke Kuechly in terms of non-first ballot guys. But this is going to be a small class this year. It's going to be a small Hall of Fame class this upcoming year. It's going to be those two dudes in the top left. It's probably going to be Luke Kuechly, and it's probably going to be it. And then next year we'll have probably 4 or 5 Hall of Famers. But this year's Hall of Fame class is going to be slim.